No, I never did. I never got to that point. But it's funny when we talk about the happiness. You brought up the happiness thing in the thing because when you came down here this weekend to hang out, I was telling you, and I'll repeat on the podcast so people can hear it. But
right.
about the happiness was like. At the end of my podcast, I talked about how happiness is probably I don't know, right? It could be possibly very simple. It could be a choice, a decision, a self-decision, but we don't. And I told Logan, I was like, maybe the reason why we don't want to believe that, it's that simplistic, is because if we believe that it is a choice that we choose to make every day, but we choose not to make it, then we will feel really bad about the fact that we never chose to be happy, because then we would have to blame ourselves instead of something that's external, beyond ourselves.
Right. Well, and when you said that, my first thought was maybe where we've been wasting a lot of time in this last year, and probably our whole lives, right, trying to figure out is the connection between happiness and success. Which is exactly, I'm just repeating what you said, but this is what went through my head, was like, I've always thought, once I'm successful, my level of happiness and sustainability of happiness will rise. It doesn't mean I can't have it without, but success will be a catalyst for sustainability and a level of happiness. And that is all external. I think it's I at this point, and especially when I heard you say that on the podcast, it kind of put it into words for me. It's like, look, I think being happy as fuck is something that you cultivate on your own, and that's a personal, internal thing. It's keeping things that upset you out of your life. It's building good habits and characteristics and stuff, but it's all an internal thing, and that added on with success, I don't know if it's going to make you more happy or not. Maybe you'll have more fun and more pleasure, but that happiness thing, it's an internal thing. It's cultivated by you, and then success is something that's totally separate. It's also cultivated by you, but I think there's definitely separation for sure. I don't know how much one affects the other. I don't know if it's as much as we like to think it is, really.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it now, right? I feel like this is what I think. This is what I think happened. I think when we were really young, we were obviously really happy, right? Because we were kids, we didn't know any better, so we were always happy. I think we got to a certain point in our lives where we saw something, or we had like a moment where everything changed, where we imprinted a definition what happiness was for us, whether it was us watching something on TV or seeing someone or a small moment or a small experience. I think something imprinted in our mind that happiness meant blah blah blah, whatever it may be. For you, maybe it's having a lot of money. For someone else, it may be being married. For someone else, it may be having a Bugatti, whatever it may be, right? But I think we never noticed it. I think it's a quick thing. It's like a boom, printed, scan. It's in your memory bank. Like, happiness equals whatever that thing is. And I think...
Yeah.
Because, you think about it. Like, for example, a lot of people think that if they have money, they're happy. But money wasn't always around. So it must be
the idea of being happy wasn't always around either. It was just being alive and surviving.
Well, that was the happiness level, right? It was, I'm alive.
You're just alive.
So I'm happy. That people, define being alive, being happy. So I feel like it must be something that we can control. But I feel like that's a topic for another day.